I'm talking seasonal conditions here in the Hunter with our district vet, Jim Kerr. And Jim, it has been a pretty disappointing start to the season. You are seeing some welfare issues in parts of the region, and you're really reminding producers to think about what's going on at home.
That's right. Things are getting pretty serious in a lot of the Hunter region and across on the coast, the Gloucester and the Manning districts. Everyone's suffering. Our message for livestock owners is not to drift into trouble with your livestock. So it's up to everybody to assess the situation they're in at the moment, have a look at their available pasture or feed reserves, their livestock numbers, and then to consider their options. Now, Bill spoke about agistment as being an option you might want to consider, and cost, hand feeding or selling. We tend to follow the advice. There's an old adage that says sell and weep but sell anyway. So as things are getting tough, and if we don't know when those tough times are expected to end, it is a dangerous path to follow to pursue maintenance feeding.
There can be some serious animal health issues that do arise if we do go down the line of feeding.
That's right. So if you're unaccustomed to it, or particularly if the animals are unaccustomed to a change of diet, you run the risk when you go on to things like grain or pellets of grain poisoning. Obviously is one that springs to mind. Enterotoxemia, commonly called pulpy kidney, is an issue. That occurs when there are sudden changes of diet, usually to something richer. And that will kill them stone dead in a hurry. There is a vaccination that will protect animals against that. That's the 5-in-1 vaccine. The 7-in-1 will do it as well. The lesson there is the protection you get from the vaccine is not as long lasting as people expect. So if you're about to change feed and put animals onto pellets or onto grain, a couple of weeks before you do that, revaccinate them, give them a booster with 5-in-1.
Because people might be noticing the condition of their animals are dropping off. We've come out of a tough winter. We've headed into a spring with not much jump away yet in pastures. If they are looking at their animal quality right now, it seems to be dropping off. What do they need to think about doing?
Yeah, well, I mean, the body condition of the animals is going to give everyone a pretty fair indication. The normal advice is once you've assessed your situation and costed the options, then make a decision and get on with things. If it's selling, a lot of it is dividing your herd or your livestock into classes. So if there's a core, if you're a breeder, then you might choose to retain a core of breeding stock. It means get rid of the unnecessary classes of stock, your steers, your non-pregnant cows, perhaps even your replacement heifers as things get tougher. There's an order in which to get rid of them. There's a very good publication called Managing Drought that the DPI put together that provides fantastic guidance for people in this situation.
And I suppose from there on, aside from the feed options, we need to think about water options, because water can become dirty, it can become inaccessible, and that can become a problem for livestock too.
It can, and as well as that, as the water levels in dams drop, and of course the hot weather, drought seems to come obviously at this time of the year. The temperature of the dam water becomes higher. There's often quite a lot of runoff. Animals stand in it and foul it with manure. Blue-green algal blooms become an issue, and they can be fatal if they're a nasty type of algae.
So basically the message at the moment is monitor your herd really closely and be aware of what's happening in every paddock.
Yeah, that's right. And start now. Don't wait till things get worse. It's easy to slide into a state of depression and fail, which is characterised by people failing to make decisions. Sometimes the situation on someone's farm is more obvious to their neighbours than to them, because as we slide into dry conditions, it's a gradual thing, and people just become accustomed to seeing animals losing weight or bogging in dams, getting weaker. That is not a normal situation. And if people become aware that their friends or neighbours are in that situation, perhaps suggest to them that it's time to talk to somebody. There are rural financial counsellors and other organisations that can assist you.
Because as farmers, they care deeply about the welfare of their animals, but it's the welfare of the person behind the helm that's obviously just as important.
Yeah, we often find that when you've got livestock welfare problems, it reflects the welfare of the owners. It's just an indicator of a greater problem.
Thanks very much.